Mr. Cale, we've missed you. I got Soul Elite Reacts. Hope everyone's having a good day. I know I am. I just got to talk crazy for like a Pink Floyd video for like 17 minutes. So I'm all jazzed up right now. I'm excited. I love when I get to go off the leash a bit. You know what I mean? So we're listening to a new request from a new patron. So thank you to I think it's Wild Hands. Is that I could be mistaken. Or Wild Palms. Is that what it is? See, I was close enough. Thank you for joining Patreon. I truly appreciate it. We're going to back to Mr. Cale, which we've throughout my YouTube career, we have done a handful of songs by John Cale, and they're always those songs that are unique. That's putting it lightly. You know what I mean? Like, he's got a very wide kind of spread style. It's like not even like Van Morrison. It's way more than that. He's like Eno. I know they've kind of worked together and stuff like that, but he's very eclectic, and I think that's such an interesting quality in an artist. So we're doing the lead track to the album Homo Sapiens, which came out in 2003. The track is called Zen. Like I said, it's the first track. There is actually a secret track before it on the European version, but we don't take that shit over here in America. I'm going to start with track one. I'm just kidding. So thank you again for your support, and I'm glad to go back to Mr. Cale. He's always fun. So let's go. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Check out our Patreon and PayPal if you want to get a video just like this or just support the channel in general. That is the way to do it. I seldomly release exclusive content on there, but there is a lot of album reactions, full album stuff that is only on Patreon and unfortunately will not be coming to YouTube ever. So that's on there. All right, here we go. John Cale, Zen. Zen. 3, 2, 1, go. What a beautifully written song. Maybe the themes are just like constant throughout humanity, like the things he was talking about, but they seemed like very modern concept, talking about like different realities and all kinds of different. It's it's always the great artists that can like predict the future throughout their music, or their music creates the future. You know, it could be either or. Um, it just reminds me. Like, there was one band that I really liked growing up. They were called the Human Abstract. They were like a metalcore band. I love my heavy music. But they had an album called Digital Veil, and it came out in like what 2008, 2009, something like that. And it totally predicted like the smartphone, internet world that we live in today, and like how it literally is like a blindfold for people. You know what I mean? And they can just completely live blind in their own world, echo chamber, even now with the algorithms and stuff. You know what I mean? It was very profound when it came out, but we didn't fully grasp it at the time, what they were talking about, because we had like what NV3s and like some people had flip phones still, Nokias and stuff, and like back and then the smartphone was like at the very the iPhone was about to come out, if it hadn't already come out. I don't remember what year it came out. But this kind of I feel like this kind of predicts stuff, like in a way, like it's just sort of the zeitgeist of like where our minds are now. Like we're like fractured in all these little different realities. Everybody is, and if you're lucky, maybe you'll get one person like your partner or something to live in your reality with you, even though that's kind of like what life is. But I feel like life used to be way more communication, like personally, and people talking in person and people actually loving, you know what I mean? And you said we're losing control of the light, or like whatever. I don't know what the exact wordage was that he used, but it does feel like that. It feels like the world has utterly changed, and I saw it change. Like even though I was young, like I was a very intelligent youth. That's what they called it, at least. I don't know what it was, but I noticed a lot of stuff even as a kid. You know what I mean? But I grew up and I saw a completely different side of it, and I got way more when I was older because I just didn't have the experience that I did, that I do now, I guess. And I'm still learning every day. I'm honestly a dumbass, you know what I mean? I try to learn, but it's hard, you know what I mean? But like having a kid or two kids, it's you kind of learn as they learn at the same time. Like they're learning simple stuff, but you're learning how to teach somebody simple stuff, if that makes sense. So like like I always try to open my mind to things, but the world that we have today it's very I don't even know what the word is. it's so polarized. It's like it's sad, but it's also the way they portray it in social media and like through technology and stuff. It's honestly not that bad. You could go up and talk to someone, no problem, but we just don't do it. Why don't we do it? You know what I mean? Everyone's angry, everyone's pissed off, you know what I mean? They're in a hurry, but unfortunately, the country that I live in, I don't know if you live in it, I'm guessing you live in the States, maybe not, it's dog eat dog, and if you don't go out and eat some dogs, you're gonna starve, and like that's like literally what it is, and I hate it, you know what I mean? Like obviously it produces wealth, and it produces for somebody, it produces innovation, but they starve actual innovation. They just innovate things to make them more money, you know what I mean? And like it's so sad to me that like the culmination of an entire culture and society and species even is just some like arbitrary like unit of measurement that's just used as like it's like paper currency, like this whole, and then credit, like I mean obviously money has always existed probably as long as humans have, but when you worship it and it's your god and like it's all that you chase, it's all that you care about, you know what I mean? Like that's so sad, because I feel like life is so much more than that, obviously money plays a part in it, but that's all everyone cares about these days. It's just money, money, money. And John Cale here, he really touched some nerves with like the lyrics. Like they were very visceral lyrics, and he didn't hold any punches, and I feel like that's what people need to hear today. It's stuff that is in their face in a way, because they're so in la la land, and it doesn't matter like whatever Not talking like political or anything like that. Just people in general. Like, politics has made it like way worse because everything's politicized now. But people are just, they got their head in the sand. In their sand, they got the head in. They got their head in the sand, and they, for no fucking reason, will they get their head out of it unless something like terrible happens, you know. And music like this that'll open people's minds because it had such a nice groovy moody beat to it. It had a nice ethereal vibe, that unsettling piano at the end, you know what I mean. There was lots of nice little parts to that song that really brought it together instrumentally, but I feel like it was more of a vehicle for the words, and the words really ring true. And it makes me wonder, is the rest of the album kind of like that? Is he like being prophetic because he's a very seasoned artist at this point, obviously in 2003, because he's been at it for a while. It's in 2003 especially, like, it had been decades, and that man had probably been everywhere, seen the world, done everything. He started in the 60s with, you know what I mean, it's just with like the, was it Velvet Underground? Or is he like associated with, I can't, there's so many bands, bro. I try to remember them, but it's really hard not to like mix things up, you know. I know he worked with Eno, and you know Eno's an artist like that too, who's very prophetic with his music. Like, and it's always the people at the time, they're misunderstood. People don't like them that much. Like, oh, that's not my type of music. But then years later, you listen to it, you're like, wow. This is some of the most profound shit I've ever heard in my life. You know what I mean? And I love stuff like that. Like, I've gone back and listened to stuff from my childhood that I missed, and it's like, wow, this is actually really good. You know, it's like 90s and 2000s stuff, and it's great. So thank you, WildPalms. Hopefully I got it right that time. That was an excellent pick. I'd love to hear more from this album. That was really, really good. It's like one of those songs that you can just sort of melt into, you know what I mean, and just sort of feel every word that he's saying, and you get there. So thanks for watching, guys. As always, hope you have a great day. Thanks for stopping by. Please don't forget to engage with the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and like I said, check out our Patreon and PayPal. That's the best way to help the channel out, or me out, and the kids out. It's up to you. I mean, I'm not going to say nothing. I'll say thank you, obviously, but, you know, if you don't forget to leave a like.